if I see that the male has that work ethic and that will to want to get better, is in the financial area, then I wouldn't stop myself from getting to know that person. Or if I see some other qualities that I really like, or I feel connected to that person, because eventually I feel like he can work his way up, and like I can be there to support him. And I feel like that's what makes a partnership, being able to support one another, get them where they want to be. So I wouldn't say like the financial would be a flag for me to be like, no, I'm not going to be with you.
Oh, so you're saying that there are like if the man is not financially,
Yeah.
his financial status doesn't matter to you. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. As long as he has a good work ethic. If I see that he wants to, like, is driven and wants to pursue more, then I wouldn't let that stop me.
And I've been with, well, I haven't had that much of a dating life, but for instance, my first ex-husband, I supported him. I was the one that made all the money, and I was the one that basically, supported him and helped him and until he got into the military.
Yeah.
And he got commission and all that, and that was fine with me. And he's still in the military and all that. But now it's just like I as long as you have growth and development and you have that mentality and ambition, and it's all about, right, like in our age or in my age, because you guys are younger than I am, I look at what is actually going on with that person. Do they have any growth, personal growth? Are they working on themselves? Because I mean, sometimes we think, but we haven't gone, like we go through childhood traumas and we might think like, oh gosh, you know what? This is what's going to happen. No, if you work yourself through all that, then you're actually accomplishing that something. But you're healing too, because that's also another thing. You need to heal before you actually get into a relationship. You need to find yourself, and that's what I'm actually looking at. Because I mean, a lot of these people, they don't have that mentality. They just want to keep on dating and dating and dating, and I'm not like that. I'm just
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when you guys say growth and ambition and working towards something, that's pretty much translations for men. That's when men. It pretty much means like you're looking for a guy that can handle, that's financially stable.
no.
That's what that means. That's what that means.
Because for instance, this guy that I'm talking to, he actually gets that. He's smart. I'm not oh god, this sound bad. He actually he it's about the development. Because I mean, do you read? Do you what are your ambitions? I mean, and that's not always have to do with money. It has to be on the mental side.
Well, is a guy you're talking to right now, right? Is he pretty good financially?
We haven't even got into that. I don't care.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
you haven't
like
got it.
I agree.
You haven't got it. You haven't got
I
to
don't
that.
like when I talk to a guy, I don't care what they make. That is not my problem. That is not my problem.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
no, I mean, you wouldn't talk to a guy that's working at McDonald's, right?
I mean, it all depends.
No, to be honest, if you met a guy at McDonald's, like I work at McDonald's, can I talk to you? Would you give him the time of day?
There's the president of McDonald's, maybe.
No, he works the cash register.
Cash register.
He's wearing the uniform. He just walks up to you and says, "Hey, I seen you. Can I talk to you?" But he just works at McDonald's.
I would probably tell him I have two kids, and I keep on going. I like look at him like you're too
Exactly,
young.
exactly. So that means his financial status, ability doesn't matter to you.
I
So
don't go to McDonald's. That's the problem.
but I just give you an example. Like, would you give him for me if I met a girl that's coming
She
out from
said I don't go
McDonald's?
to McDonald's.
Go to I don't go to places like that. That's my problem.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When women say they don't care about man's financial stability, it's actually
All right.
it's not true.
I mean,
Because
like,
you guys
honestly,
do care. You guys
But
do
I
care
mean,
at some level. You guys do
at
care
some
about a
level,
man's
yeah.
Okay,
financial
let's put it
stability.
this way. The other day I was a sports bar. I'm a sports bar, not sports
Sports
bra.
bar.
Oh
Yeah.
god. Sports bar. And I looked at this guy and I'm like, oh, you know what? I would date him. I mean, I didn't care. But I mean,
Well, that nothing ever happened. I'm talking about like let's. But I mean, you can say that, but I'm saying we're talking about long-term relationships. So we can all sit here and say, I would date that guy, but what are the guys you're actually going to commit to and being long-term? The
I
guy
mean,
that
like,
the guy that you're gonna commit to one day and finally marry one day, Cindy, I guarantee you that guy is gonna be financially, it's gonna be financially well off, either in the same level as you or higher.
there's something called prenup.
He's got you there.
Yeah, I mean, you can sit here and say, I would date that guy, but you haven't dated me yet. That's the point. You haven't dated because
I've never seen her
Okay.
before. You got her. She doesn't quit talking.
So let me just say something. So like
ahead.
if oh sorry.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Sarah.
So girls, like I'm pretty sure we've all had crushes or like feelings for someone who's like we're like, why did we like him? You know, like a guy that we just like we're just confused why we really like that guy. And like, you know, he wasn't ambitious, wasn't doing anything with his life. Like personally, like I don't know if you guys relate, but I've definitely had feelings for people who were the complete opposite of what you're talking about. Literally had no ambition, and then like later on I'm like, why did I like that guy? Like what compelled me to like him, you know? So I'm just gonna like put that out there. And also at the same time, like when I met my man, like he was just into music, you know, like he was just doing music, like and he wasn't doing really well in music at all. Like he was just doing his thing, right? Like you know, trying to get up there, but you know, like there's always obviously that stigma about getting into the arts, right? Like and how hard it is and everything. So I was okay with that. Like I was totally fine with that. Like I didn't think about it, I didn't care. You know, he was driving for like Uber Eats, like I didn't care. And you know, we fell in love, and I've been really, really happy with him. And like as we like progressed in our relationship, it's been 3 years now. Now we're like talking about like the future together and like how we're going to make money, how we're going to be successful. But like the whole time I was with him, I was completely happy. Like even before, like I was absolutely happy. And I never thought about finances. Maybe it's because I'm 22. I don't know. I didn't think that much about it, but I didn't think about finances that much. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure a lot of people go in relationships, you know, with guys, but never focus on his ability to provide. But at the end of the day, when we talk about long-term commitment, for a woman to be able to be with a man long-term, that man has to be able to provide and handle his financial responsibility. If a man, you know, if you guys, it might be cool in the beginning, but long-term, if a man doesn't step up and handle his financial responsibility, you know, there's a high percentage of that woman leaving that man. So, because like I said, you guys are just hardwired. Women are hardwired to attract the most quality man that can take care of her. Because
Not
well, I mean, I'm just saying is at the end of the day, like I think Zara said, right? We've all been with men. A lot of girls have been with men that had no ambition or goals. Everything was cool in the beginning. Yeah, but then when reality hits, right? When reality hits, when you have babies, when there's bills to be paid, there's a mortgage. That's when a woman expects their man to step up. And if he doesn't step up, more than likelihood you're not gonna respect that man because he's not handling his role as a man, and you're gonna leave and go for a guy that has a better financial stability, right? Because at the end of the day, I don't know if you guys seen it, but in America, the divorce rate is over 50%. And
that's because they don't know how to solve problems. So if you read this book called Love and Respect, it's about communication. It's Dr. something, I can't remember it, Emerson something. And it says actually really, really something really important. And this is what I was talking to the Australia guy that I'm talking to. He basically said that women, like sometimes we interpret things the wrong way as to men have the blue glasses and women have the pink glasses. So that means when you're talking about that, we don't know how to communicate. Let's say, for instance, you're with your significant other, right? You're laying in bed, you're like, oh gosh, this game, how am I going to pass this game? And she's thinking on your side, oh, I bet he's thinking about that other woman that we were at the restaurant or something, you know. And those are the ways as women think. It's the communication part. And that's where it comes about the divorce rates. Nowadays, we're easily to give up, you know, or there's a lot of unfaithfulness and disloyalty. And there's situations that we're not talking about, but at the same time as dealing about trauma when you're talking about divorce here.
Well, the divorce rate, if you look at the statistics, 80% of the divorces are initiated by women. And you know what the primary reason for divorce?
What is it? Tell me.
Finances. So, yeah. So it's just like I said, because like I told you guys before, I know a man has to bring some kind of value financially to the table. You know, you wouldn't. It's just that this is the way it is. This is how it works. If you're a bum, no one probably gonna take you seriously long term. You have to work.
Now, if we are looking at it, what are the demographics on that?
the demographics.
Yeah.
Like we talk about like
The divorce rate.
the
As it
divorce rate. What do you mean?
Demographics, because that's going to be really, really important here. What are the demographics? Breaking it down in education and so forth.
I mean,
Because
I don't know the demographics, but the total divorces for the last 5 years. In the last 5 years, it's like 80% of the divorces are initiated by women, and then the primary reason is finances. That's the reason why they filed for divorce, was financial reasons.
I think that might be a statistic that is a sexist statistics, because
No,
I mean,
it came straight from the government. Like it's not, it's data. It's not sexist. Data is not sexist. It's just data.
I mean, I do agree. Like, I kind of do agree, because it's like if
there
you know,
has
if
to
you're
be
with
a story, because I mean, there has to be more to the story, because yes, I've initiated both of my divorces, but the first one was unfaithfulness. The second one was because he went into being an alcoholic.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's your personal experience. I'm just saying, for as far as the data overall,
But
the primary reason is finances.
But okay, so my question is, how concrete, even though it's the government, how concrete are these this data? I mean, there's something has to be behind it. It's not just because finances. Okay, you say that because it's finances. Okay, not 80%. There has to be much more to it, because when you're actually going through a divorce, what is easier just to say irreconcilable differences?
I know, but when people file for divorce, they list the reason, right?
Yes, because that's
and then they list.
If you're going with unfaithfulness or anything like that, then it's just easier to say finances. Not really true, because you're saying it's unfaithfulness, but if you go ahead and do it, it's uncontested or contested divorce. Do you want to spend thousands and thousands of dollars in a contested divorce, going to court and all that? So that's why I'm saying it, breaking it down. I don't think those datas are correct. But now, I mean, that's my personal.
Yeah, that's personal opinion. But I'm just saying, like, when people file for divorce, they just write down the reason and people record it, and that's all.
Not all of that is concrete. I mean, if we
but then that means you're questioning everybody. Then you're pretty much saying everybody who said finances is wrong. I mean, we're just going. I mean, that's a debate, but we're just going off the numbers. You know, this is what people wrote down. This is what people wrote down when they filed for divorce. They recorded it, and it's posted on the government website.
It's not true. That's my.
You can't go against
honestly,
data. The data is there.
Like,
the data is there, Cindy.
Yes, but the data is not always accurate. It's just like, okay.
It's never 80%, though. I mean, it's the numbers have to be speaking to some point. I mean, they gotta have some truth to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, okay, so you tell me about this, like, really, like, finances. All right, let's see how many people are losing their houses. Let's see how many. I mean, let's be true there, because people say, if we get into real estate here now. All right, yes, people are saying, and this is a she said. Now people are saying, oh, there's going to be a lot of foreclosures. No, that's not true. Oh, and you're going to say the data's there. No, the data's inaccurate, because people don't educate themselves in that end.
Well, finance can be broken down in several different areas. Like, for example, this morning I was at a dealership, motorcycle dealership with my stepdad, and the sales guy, he was saying, yeah, we have a lot of people who end up getting divorced over them buying motorcycles. That's financial. Yeah. Their wives tell them, yeah, go ahead and buy, which, I mean, really, yes really means no in some cases.
Oh gosh.
It could be like spending habits. I mean, there could be a lot of different reasons with financial. Financial doesn't necessarily mean just like they're in a bad financial situation. It could be, spending habits, or the way that they allocate their money towards different resources, or saving, or investments, things like that. So, but I think there's a lot of truth to the financial side, like you're saying. Maybe not necessarily 80%, but I think it's probably pretty damn close, to be honest.
But it has to be broken down into different circumstances, because we're just saying finances can be
most of that demographic comes from the lower income. I think if the total household is like 250,000, the divorce rate drops all the way down to 20%. So majority of those divorces come from lower socioeconomic families. So that's pretty why it's pretty true, because it's coming from the poor people. So it's not the rich people aren't getting a divorce. The more money a family makes, the less likelihood for them to be divorced.
With this. I mean, when you're talking about higher end divorces and all that, of course they don't want to get divorced, because how much.
But as I'm saying, that's why there's truth. That's why there's truth to that the data. You don't believe in, because a lot of those families come from lower socioeconomic families. That's why it is true, because a lot of those families are struggling financially, and that's why they're getting divorced. Because, like I said, the man is not handling his financial responsibility. If a woman is with a man that can handle his financial responsibility, there's a high percentage chance that she will never leave that man. As long as he's loyal, kind, he's not, sleeping around other women. If the guy's handling his financial responsibility and finance is not a problem because he's fulfilling that role, women will stay with that guy unless there's another reason besides that.
I mean,
If a guy doesn't provide that financial stability, and you see it not only with the data, but I've seen it in personal experiences that she will leave for the guy that makes more money. It's just how it is.